We're up to Daf Kuf Tes Vav already? Man,
Yep, I'm at base.
move right along in this Daf Yomi. Woo! Take no prisoners.
Yep, volume 6 in the art scroll.
Only problem is it goes out faster than it goes in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Parrots, I nominated you for president of Young Israel for tomorrow's vote, by the way. Just FYI.
Oh, wait. How long is this 10 o'clock Marav staying around?
Which 10
I'd
o'clock
like the compliment that
You're
goes
10 o'clock
in.
How
Marav.
long? The one you've never been
Marav.
Mine is 10:05 Ma'ariv. How long is it sticking around? I don't know, because I don't know. I'm going, it should. As long as people show up, we'll have
No,
it.
I'm saying you, negate you, because I feel like we rushed a little bit especially towards the end.
I know. So it's
After-
gonna fizzle out. It's gonna fizzle out. Tomorrow's gonna be our first non-chakras, probably.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Also, Rabbi
Actually,
Stein, are you for sure?
Well, we'll see. Who can come for Shacharis tomorrow?
I am going away for Shabbos. Right now, as of now, I'm going away for Shabbos.
All right.
Upstate?
Okay.
Anyone
Upstate,
come for Shacharis tomorrow?
It's not Kedai Naftali. What's the big deal? To go to a shul.
What time do you daven there?
Oh, all different times. 9 o'clock is the lechatchila. You have any sort of life, you can't come to our minyan. Okay.
No, we can do 8 o'clock.
You don't have a yucky gabbai.
What do you say?
What time do you want to daven?
It's not the
I
regular.
don't care. Whatever time the Oilam daven to daven. I don't think it's worth it. YFR's got nobody there. I get daven in there. It's no big deal.
Worth it for me. I'm antisocial.
Also,
I'm with Parrots.
Yaakov, if you're looking for a 7:30 in my yard.
Oh, yeah? Okay, maybe. I'm not used to getting into a car to go anywhere. That's the only problem. Yeah. Okay, so just to review. So we have a new parak kol kisvei. So we say all cloths can be saved from a fire on Shabbos, even if they're not red. By the way, Rabbi Aaron Horowitz and Reb Zev Bald making a wedding tonight for his daughter. That's why they're not here. So in case anybody didn't know, we could wish him a mazel tov.
And he's wearing a face shield.
Is it? Oh, that's what it was decided?
And a gown.
No gown.
I gave them gowns.
They're not wearing a gown. I have pictures.
Oh, I'm disappointed. Send me pictures.
I was on the live stream.
Okay,
The
send me
women,
pictures.
the women are wearing the gowns.
Oh,
All right, all cloths can be saved from a fire on Shabbos, even if they're not red, which is kesuvim, and that the reason why kesuvim are not red is because it's bittul besmerish. They can be saved even if they're written in any language. And the Gemara says it's a machlokes if a cloth written in another language can be saved or not. Really, this machlokes is a machlokes tanoim. That's Somad Aleph on a base is writing Hashem's name on amulets and brachos, and it's not proper to do it because they end up getting erased. Saving cloth that was written with different types of ink. And if a Sefer is Sefer Torah is worn out that has less than 85 letters left, can be saved from a fire. Right now, I just want to make clear that, when we started discussing with these 85 letters, it definitely needs geniza, right? Even if a Sefer Torah has less than 85 letters, which is the amount of letters in Vihi Bnesua, it still needs shemus. That's not the issue here. The issue is just whether you're allowed to save it from a fire on Shabbos. Right? That's okay. So that's basically where we left off. So Iboilu is where we left off. The first wide line on Kuf Tes Vav Amud Beis. Yeah. Okay. So Iboilu, they had a shayla. Hani shmainim v'chamesh oisius. Mechunasos. Oh, before I forget, I haven't said this in a few weeks. Tonight we got an important tosfos. But it's at the end. So we got to try and get there.
Listen, I appreciate the fact that it's 9:27. Zevi and I were both not on, so we're starting now. So I appreciate that right off the bat. So Shkaya.
All right. Anyway, so Yiboilu. So there was a shayla asked him. This that we said that a Sefer Torah has to have 85 letters. Is that 85 letters together? Mechunasos? Mefuzaris or spread out. Rav Huna Amar Mechunasos. Rav Chisda Amar Afilu Mefuzaris. Right? The same Rav Huna, Rav Chisda are having the argument before, have an argument here too. And Rav Huna says they have to be together, and Rav Chisda says even if they're spread out. Meisvei, so they ask Kasha, Sefer Torah Shabala, Sefer Torah that gets worn out. If you're able to gather 85 oisias, for example, the Parsha of Vayivin Tzararon Matzilin, then you say Vimlav Matzilin. And if not, then you're not allowed to save it. So you have to do Rav Huna. So it's a kasha on Rav Huna who says they have to be muchanos. Here it says the word melakit. You just have to gather the letters and roll over. So Rav Chisda explained it according to Rav Huna, right? That it's talking about petevus. Yeah, it's talking about with the words.
And how many words?
What? No,
so it's 85 letters, all whole words?
It's yeah. Well, how do you understand it?
I don't know.
That's the way I thought it was. No, it's not talking about that.
It sounds like words that don't have to be congruent.
So
But
it's
not
words
just
that are
individual
so it's
letters.
words that are scattered.
Meaning the words are
Yeah.
scattered, the letters are no. It has. What do you mean?
Didn't you just say that it was?
Meaning you have the word voracious, and then you have five lines later you have another word.
Right, exactly. The words are scattered all over, but there are whole words, right?
Correct. Not whole psukim.
That's what you say. You muted.
Yes,
What are you
I'm
saying?
good. Yes, good.
I'm saying that's what you were saying. Pshat is I think that's what it is. Although I mean, when you think about it, what's the pshat in that teretz? Well, if we're talking about letters. All of a sudden, why should words play into this? Right? But I was more
if a letter has kedusha.
I mean, just a letter onto its own.
Yeah, the word of the Torah definitely has kedusha.
Right. I was more interested in that it's Rav Chisda who's arguing with Rav Huna, and he's being mataritz on behalf of Rav Huna. Right? It's interesting, right? They have Rav Chisda and Rav Huna having machlokes. We're trying to slug up Rav Huna, and Rav Chisda said pshat for Rav Huna. Right? That's called a machlokes l'shem shamayim, legit. Right? There it is. Everybody said machlokes l'shem shamayim. This is a machlokes l'shem shamayim. Right? That's the lesson. That's the lesson from this Gemara.
But Yaakov, we have it by.
You there? Did we lose him? Okay.
What'd you say?
We didn't hear what you said.
Can,
Blanked out.
Can you hear me now?
Now we hear you. Yes, Mr. Verizon.
We have the writing on Shabbos, right? Like one letter, you're not. I
mean, only chayav for two letters, not one letter.
Right. So it could be all those words are 2-letter words or whatever it is. It's created something. It's not just created the letter, but you've created meaning from 2 letters together. Whatever.
You're saying a deep vart.
So it's just like Garish, like. I know.
You're saying a deep vart. Very good. Okay, I hear. No, I
but
hear.
I'm basically saying what Gershi said. I think because we're putter. I think maybe a little bit. I don't know. It's what makes sense to me.
We're going to put it into the Sefer of the Midwest. Daf Yomi Shabbos from the Midwest.
I was thinking about the other day that there are no Hebrew words with only one letter.
Correct. Right. That's true. Right. Yeah, there's no, right.
Like you have even in English, you have an A, you have an I,
right.
But you don't have that in Hebrew.
Right.
So you have nothing unless you have a pair of letters.
Very good. So you're saying that's why you got to write 2 letters to be chayiv. Wow. Okay, very good. Very good. Maskim. Okay, so Zog more about it. Tanarabon. Right? Any kid that played Chumash baseball when they were kids, I don't know if you guys probably don't know from it, but Chumash baseball, if you found the nun, right, you were good to go. How many was it? Nun was a grand slam or something? Anyway, so they had a backwards nun before the Parsha and after the Parsha, right? Why? So why? Laimar, to say, now we're on Amud Aleph, Shein Zemekay, but to tell you that this is not, the Parsha of Vayhi B'Tzarim does not belong there, right? Because it had nothing to do with the Masais, with the travelings. Right, that's talking about. I mean, we just had a couple of weeks ago. It's there has nothing to do with Vayhi B'Tzarim. That should go when the Chumash discusses Klal Yisrael's travels. Are
there any other psukim that we say are not in the right spot?
Well, we do have ein mukdam mocher b'Torah, so
But that's not the same. That's not the same thing as saying that this is basically saying that this is misplaced.
Yeah.
Is there any other pasuk that we say is misplaced?
I don't know. I thought I was thinking that it's just the same as ein mukdam mocher, but you're saying that it's different. You're saying it's different.
Ein mukdam mocher is not saying it's in the wrong spot. It's just saying the Torah doesn't go chronologically.
Right.
This is saying it's in the wrong spot.
Right. I hear. As far as I know, this is it. This is it. Otherwise, it would be more backwards nuns. No, I think that's the only place. No.
There's a Mayridik in the Tziv on this. Look at the Hakdama to Bamidbar in the Hamikdavar.
Okay. I remind me, please. It's okay. Yeah. Very good. Okay. So Rabbi Omer now. So Laimin Hashem who's that's not the pshat. It's because it's considered like a Sefer Torah by itself. Fine. Right? They chiseled out on the Amud seven things. Yeah. Elu Shiva Sifrei Torah. That's seven Sifrei Torah. Kiman Kerebi. It's like Rebbe, right? Right? Because meaning, if you say Vayhi B'Tzara Aron is its own sefer, that means you have to split Bamidbar into three. Bamidbar went from being one to being three, correct? Because again, you have Bamidbar till Vayhi B'Tzara Aron, then you have Vayhi B'Tzara Aron, then you have after Vayhi B'Tzara Aron. So now that's what the pasuk means, that there's seven svarim in the Torah instead of 5. Okay. Mantana the Polygala the Rebbe. Who's the one that disagrees? With Rebbe Rav Shimon Gamliel, who the Tanya Rav Shimon Gamliel, I see the parsha Zushati Akamikan, Betikosabim Akoimo. In the future, this parsha is going to be uprooted and it's going to be put in its proper place. Right, so clearly he holds that even Sarah is in the wrong place. It's coming to just make a separation between the first Peronius and the second Peronius. Peronius Shnia Mai, what's the Peronius Shnia? Right, everybody was complaining. Peronius Rishayna Vayisum Mihar Hashem, and they traveled from Har Hashem. Yeah. So therefore, those are the Peronius. I mean, there was more Peronius after that too, right? Meaning that's Vayisum Har Hashem is Meraglim, yeah. V'amar Rav Chaim Archaniel Shesorim Yachar Hashem, and you remove it from Acharei Hashem. V'heichen Mekayma. Amar Rav Ashi B'Degolim. Where is the place? Now we're going back to the other shita. Where is the place? I mean, it's not the other shita. We're explaining where should it have been. It should have been by the Degolim, by the what's it called? The Golim, the literally flags, but you know where all the shvatim stayed, right? Fine. So Yibaylu Halguyaina shall Sefer Torah. Now we're back to the Sefer Torah stuff. Yibaylu Halguyaina shall Sefer Torah. Matzilanos and Vnei Adlego. Ein Matzilanos and Vnei Adlego. Gulyanos is the margins, right? That's the way to touch it. Margins. The margins of the Sefer Torah. We save them. We don't save them, right? Yeah. So Tashema Sefer Torah Shabbalah. Sefer Torah that got worn out. If it has a place to gather 85 letters, then you save it. And if not, then you can't save it. Why don't you say that you have to save the Sefer Torah because of the margins? So the Gemara answers, Balashani, right? We can't compare wearing it out to taking it out from the fire, like we mentioned at the beginning. Right, beginning of the daf, we said that there is a difference in halacha between saving it and it wearing out. Toshima, Sefer Torah should nimchak. Sefer Torah got erased. If it has a place to gather 85 letters, given parshas v'ibn tzara and matzilin, v'imlav im matzilin, b'mai tevik lemishum gilyon ditei. Right, why don't you say because of the gilyon that you should save it? Same kasha or similar kasha. So Mokum, so one answers Mokum Ksav Loikami Boili Dechi Kodesh Agav Ksav with the Kodesh. The place where it's written, that I don't have a shaila because that's only considered Kodesh because of the letters that are around it. Right? Also Ksav, also Lo Kedusha. If the letters go away, then the Kedusha goes away. Kikami Boili Shalmala V'Shalmata. I'm talking about the tops, right? Every Sefer Torah has on the top of each column has space, and on the bottom of each column has space. right? And then shebein parsha leparsha, between each parsha, and shebein daf ledaf, and between each page. Shebetchilas sefer, shebesefer sefer, the daf that's in the beginning of the sefer, in the beginning of the sefer, right? Not doesn't mean the space in between each column. That's what we were talking about till now. Now we're changing it. But typically, so we got it. So that's the question. So we don't have the answer to this, right? But typically, why don't we learn it out? Hold on a second. I want to tell you something. But typically, mishum hahu, the guy is v'shadi, right? I'm sorry. But typically, mishum hahu, the guy is v'shadi. Yeah. Now this is a little bit. This kasha is a little bit confusing, right? Why don't we say? Hold on a second. Right. Why don't you say that it's gayas? How do you touch gayas? Gayas is to cut it. Cut it. That's the way to touching it.
Cut off.
Cut off. The guy is fashadi and they threw it out. Right? Yeah. So why don't we say no? That's fine. Fine. Yeah. So Rashi's saying this is even though there isn't a place for 85 oisios, right? It should have said in the brisa that you save it because of the space above and below, right? It must be that you're not allowed, you don't save because of it, right? And then right? Yeah, no, sorry, yeah, that's right. So we're saying no, mishum, the guy is v'shadi, they threw it out. I read it wrong. But typically mishum hahu, right? Why don't you learn it out because of, why don't you just say because of that?
They were cut off. The guy is that they were cut off.
Correct. Yeah. So meaning, no, I just read it as a run-on sentence. It's not. The question is, v'teipiklei mishum hahu. Why don't you just say that you should save it because of, you save the Sefer Torah because of the top margin and the bottom margins and all that thing. So he answered the guy is v'shadi because it's missing. It got cut off. So since it got cut off, we're not going to save it because of that. That's the way you understand it. I'm sorry for the confusion. So Toshima, how gilyonin shalmala v'shalmata. Right, the gillion, the margin that's on top and on the bottom, shebein parsha leparsha, between each parsha, shebein daf ledaf, between each daf, shebetchilas sefer, shebesefer sefer, metamin esayadayim. That makes it tummy. Remember way back from the first parak, the yud ches gezeres, is that if you touch a cloth, then those hands become tummy to touch truma. Truma, yeah. So it's saying that even if it doesn't touch the cloth where the words are, it just touches the cloth with the margins, it's a problem. Not a problem. It's going to be matama. So if that's the case, then you should have to save it for fire too, right? If it's chashav enough to be matama the hands, it should be chashav enough to have to save from a fire. So the Gemara answers, "Dilma agav sefer Torah shani." No, maybe it's because agav the sefer Torah. It's not really because there's any kedusha to it itself. It's the agav of the sefer Torah. So fine. Tashima halkayonis sifrei minin. Okay, now we get into some controversy a little bit. What are you saying, Gershon?
I just stopped. I have a little bit of an issue here. We just said the guy
That's
is
not so bad. Usually you have big issues. Usually you have big kashas. I'll take a shvacha kasha. Yeah.
It's not a kasha really. It's maybe a hara. The Gemara just answered before the guy is v'shadi. That means this whole brisa, this whole sugya, including the brises, is talking about apostle of Sefer Torah, which then was Bala. When was the Gaias? Wait, he cut it off not on Shabbos, before. So Mustama, this was cut apart, cut to pieces really, before it started wearing out. Then it wore out, yet still Matzilin, if it has 85 oisius.
Right.
The Sefer Torah is B'choyev in Geniza, long before this.
Right. So I understand. So what you said, but now we're talking about just saving. It
just happens to be it was not nignas. The halacha is that probably 50 years
you're
before
asking
this
why
happened,
wasn't this Sefer Torah already put into Geniza?
I mean, for that, and then the flip side is that we're mamish talking. You see how far we go to save a Sefer Torah.
Right.
It's not just the Sefer Torah Shabbalah. It's a possible Sefer Torah Shabbalah.
I hear.
The reason why it wasn't
I just sent everybody a video clip of a Sefer Torah that went through this fire. The firemen came with thousands of gallons of water, and not an issue with the Sefer Torah. It was a big nace. Okay, to everybody.
Yeah,
Shmuley sent it to me. When was that? When was
I know
that?
they're wearing masks, so it was the last couple of days, I guess.
That
Two
one
days
was
ago.
recent, but there was another one years ago, like 6-7 years ago, in Long Beach, where the shul went on fire and all the Sifrei Torah were perfect.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but it's one thing to do it when the Daf Yomi is doing it. That's yeah.
Start kazakin.
Those people in Boca know how to do a nace.
There you go. Let's move to Boca. Any calls for
Actually, the
Boca?
reason why that Sefer Torah wasn't put in Geniza yet, because the week before they caught a guy dumping all the bags somewhere, and there was big hock. No.
Very good.
Gershi, though, are you saying that, or like in what you said, are you saying that a Sefer Torah was possible, and so why wasn't it put in Geniza at that point? Or like it was, you couldn't have saved it, or it's just like a situation where it's been in the Aron Kodesh for years or whatever it is. I'm trying to figure out, because
I think all of the above, really. Once you cut the Gilyonis off, it's not a kosher Sefer Torah anymore. If there's no Gilyon,
the Gilyon
it's pieces of cloth.
Gilyon needs to have the margins. It has to have the margins before, after,
It's
and all
every
that.
margin, the top, the bottom, the sides, the middle, everything. It's missing
Yeah, but
all
you
of it.
can-
Cut it
but
all
you
up.
you can trim it up before you sew it together, right? Meaning like
No, only to a certain extent. You have to leave a Gilyon. It
no, I'm
needs
not.
a margin.
Of course, I know you have to leave some, but like
So
you
this
can
is where
trim it
there's
up.
none. We're talking about where it's not on the Sefer Torah anymore. That means this Sefer Torah is now just Amudim,
Right, it's just-
700 Amudim.
No,
whatever.
so but in that case, wouldn't it be puzzle anyway? Like
That's
like
what I'm saying. It's
the whole
anyway
Sefer
puzzle.
Torah from Lechatchila, from the beginning of its inception of being a Sefer Torah was puzzle then.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what
it was
he's
written
saying.
kosher, then this moron cut all the stuff off. Made it possible.
Yeah.
And then it was Bala.
Right. That's probably what happened. Okay, let's go back to Toshima. Agulyonis, Besifrei Minin, Gilyonis, Agulyonin, I'm sorry, the margins. Besifrei Minin, and Besifrei Minin is what? What is Sifrei Minin?
Isn't it a technically kosher Sefer Torah written by a
I'm
min?
saying it's not philosophy from apikorsim, right? It's
No,
Seforim
it's a
that
Sefer
Minin
Torah.
wrote. What?
Yeah.
Yes,
He has
Seforim,
hundreds
whatever.
of them.
Tanakh.
Ask Rabbi Open. He has hundreds of them in the store.
Does he?
Mezuzah is written by Minim.
Yeah.
Tefillin.
Yeah, because the problem is that in today's America, in our very liberal America, if you tell somebody, oh, you got to throw out that Sefer Torah, you got to throw it out in the garbage, they go crazy. How could you throw it out? He's not Jewish. He's not this. No, if he's written by an apikores, right? You don't say Gilyonin and Sifrei Minin Ein Matzilin Esem B'Yad Leiker. You do not save it for a fire. It doesn't have any holiness to it if it's written by an apikores.
Just on Shabbos. What about during the week?
Oh, we're going to discuss it. We'll discuss it. Elon Nisrafin b'Mekayman Hein v'Askaresein. You got to let them burn in their spot, them and Hashem's names. My love, Gilyonin the Sefer Torah. Isn't it referring to Gilyonin of Sefer Torah? Lo Gilyonin the Sifrei Minin. No, it means the Gilyonin the Sifrei Minin. So Hashta Sifrei Minin Gufayos. If that's the case, so if Sifrei Minin Gufayo ain't Matzilin, right? If the Seforim themselves that were written don't get saved, Gilyonin Mibai, you need to say that just the margin. If the Sefer itself can't be saved, so the margin itself can't either. Hachi Kamar. So the Gemara answers with Sifrei Minin Harei Hein Kil Gilyonim. The Sifrei Minim are like Gilyonim. Right? So Gufa, now we're going to go on to the Minim. You're not allowed to say from the fire. During the week, what you do is you cut out the Hashem's name, the Gainzon, and that you put away in Shemus, Bashar Sarfan, and the rest you burn. Amar of Tafran, Akapeach es beni. We had this before. I should lose my child, he says. Shem Yavayu liyadi, Shani Esref Aisam, Besaskar Shabahem. That if it comes to me, if I don't burn them, and with Hashem's names, then I should lose my child. That's what Reb Tarfon said. Shafilu Adam right, meaning he's obviously saying something very strong that you have to destroy, and this is the way we pass. Shafilu Adam right if acharav lahargai. Even if a person's chasing after you to kill you, and a snake is coming to bite you, nichnas lebeis avodah zara, you're allowed to go into a church. And you're not to go into reform, conservative shuls, apikorsim shuls. Shalolo makirin v'koifrin, because these they recognize Hashem and they still deny Him. Valolo ein makirin v'koifrin, and the goyim are not makirin, but they're koifrin v'alein because of Vaymer achradelas v'mezuzah shemeiser chroinech. Okay, so after that, you have to kill any zikaron. So from this, it's mashma. You cannot go into any conservative and reform shuls. Now, I don't. It's not in Shulchan Aruch, as far as I know. That's what's interesting, because I try to have a wedding tomorrow in the Sephardic temple, right? Of course. And
I'll be there. I'll be there.
You'll be there, right? The Branch Boulevard. I'm not going in there. So the chuppah's outside. So that's the only tzad that I'm going to go. I'm not going in that building. So, so they matter not going into the temple, into this and that, but the bottom line is it's really not advisable to go in there, right? Now, look at the second Tosfos down, Sifrei Minin, Amud of Tarfon, right?
Before you get there, though, don't we have a din, though, Bisman Azet, of Tinuk Shenishba?
Yeah, but a guy, the conservative shul, in the reform shul, that's what the Gemara just said. They recognize Hashem. They just
they don't. By the way,
I'm not talking about the people, the teenagers that come.
No. I'm talking about some of the leaders of these people. Like, I deal with them on a communal basis here. They know so little about Torah. Even I could tell them how ridiculous.
But that's the one in the hick towns. The conservative shul I grew up at, they were all from. They just davened at a conservative shul.
That was before. There was a point when.
Okay, so good. So Simon and a Chanami. So maybe that would change. And a Chanami, if that's what you're saying, maybe it would change.
Again, I mean, I don't know. I know at one point, Rav David Cohen said that through my mom's gerus, that if she had kept Taharas Mishpacha once through the conservative gerus in Seattle, that it would have been fine, because at that time it would have been, they were considered like, they weren't like a complete breakoff yet, so you could be
I hear,
a little simach on it. Bisman is there. They've completely broken away from even that, where they're not even recognized as what, like the gerus isn't recognized or anything,
right?
And in the theory that things do change over time, as we've seen many times. I can't imagine. I mean, maybe I can imagine. I don't know, but I don't know.
Right. I don't know. I don't know enough about them. But look at this Tosfos. I'm a re. Second Tosfos down. The Ma'iri benimtzu b'yad minin. We're talking about where you found it in the hand of an apikores. Di kosvan min, because if it's talking about the Sefer Torah or the song were written by a min, if you find a sefer in the hand of a min, you put it in shemus. Kosvu min yisarif. But if a min actually writes it, then you don't put it into kniza. You're supposed to burn it. And it goes without saying that if it's just in a house that's burning, it's a problem. But doichik loimer dasik Reb Tarfon like Rabban of Reb Yosi, and it's a doichik to say that Gemara and Gittin is only going with Reb Tarfon and not Rabban and Reb Yosi. So the bottom line is that this is talking about where you found it in the hands of a min. But if a min writes a sefer Torah, you burn it. That's what you got to do.
But what about kfir Seforim? Also burn them, or is it dumpster?
That's for sure. That's for sure.
The dumpster's fine?
What?
There's a guy I know that worked in a neighborhood somewhere at a Judaica store, and his Rav told him to throw 2 cases of them in the dumpster. So should he have hypothetically thrown those, burned them, or is the dumpster good enough?
It really depends what was written in there. It could be just stupidity, so it doesn't even have a din of anything. I don't know. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I'll have to ask him.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever it is.
Books found in a Judaica store?
Yep.
That is probably real minus. Written by a man.
A guy actually
that's written by a man.
Talk about in Yonah D'Yoma. A guy asked me yesterday. I don't know who it is. Obviously, clearly it sounds like he's a flip out, right? And he found a book on Ben Gurion in his parents' house, and he wants to know if he could throw it out without them. A book on Ben Gurion.
I love it.
Why? Does he also put his gastro on the bookcase upside down and backwards?
I can't. Don't ask me to go defend everybody that says anything. I told him not to throw it out if you want to know what I answered him. But I'm just telling you yeah. Okay.
When I was in yeshiva, someone had given me that the book As a Driven Leaf. It was like it's like complete kafir about acher. And after I read it, and I felt like everything bad was happening, like really like these random things. Shia Sussman and I went to go set it on fire outside the yeshiva because we found out that it had been put in cherem.
Very good. There you go. All right. Okay, so let's go back. Omer Rabbi Shmuel, Kal v'chomer. U'ma la'asei shalom ben ish le'ishtoi. To somebody to make peace between a man and a wife. Amra Torah shemisha nichta b'kedusha. My name that's written in kedusha. Yimach alamayim halalu. Alamayim. It should be erased into this water. Meaning, this is talking about when a husband suspects his wife for being promiscuous, and what you do is you have this whole, you take Hashem's name, write the pasuk, and then you scrape it into the water, and then she drinks it. So we erase Hashem's name in order to try to bring shalom bayis. Halalo shematilin kina ve'eva v'sachras ben Yisrael ha'avim shebashamayim alachas chama kama. These people that try and bring hatred between Klal Yisrael and Hashem, of course you should erase it. V'aleim amar David, halay mesanecha Hashem esna, uv'eskamimecha eskatot. Tachlis sinas senesim la'ivim hayuli. U'kshem shem matzilin osim le'adlika, kachem matzilin osim le'min ha'mapoilis, v'le'min ha'mayim, v'le'min midavar ha'ma'abdan. And the same way you don't save it from fire, you don't save them from anything bad happening to it. Water and collapses, building collapses, fine. So, can I ask quickly,
so he says, can I just ask quickly what the last sugya we're talking about? Is this divrei halacha or is this divrei hashkafa?
No, it's halacha that it has to be burned. Is halacha.
No, but it's saying like we don't save from collapsed buildings and all that stuff.
You don't save it. No, that's halacha. That's halacha. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, so then they asked this question from the Bey Avidan was a place where they got together. It sounds like one of these deep philosophical convention places, right? Where they got together. So you matzilan matzil. So he said in v'lav rafa v'yadi. We had this a couple of lot ago. Said yes, no, and he was shaking his head, meaning he wasn't sure, right? Rav loy also lebei avidan. Rav did not go to lebei avidan, but kol sheken lebei nitzrafi, and kol sheken lebei nitzrafi. Shmuel lebei nitzrafi, but loy also lebei bei avidan. I'm sorry, lebei nitzrafi loy also lebei avidan also. To lebei nitzrafi he didn't go. To bei avidan he did go. My time so they said to Rava, how come you don't go to this convention? Yeah. There's a tree there that's in my way. Obviously he was trying to get out of the question. And it's difficult for me. Niakre. So we'll uproot the tree. Right? They were trying to call his bluff. They said, we'll uproot the tree. So he says, Duchte kashali, that the place where the tree is kashali. Right? So Marbar of Yosef Amar Ano Minayo Ano V'Lo Mustafinu Minayo. I'm like one of them, meaning he doesn't mean he's one of them, but he means I recognize them and I'm not scared of them. Zimna Chada Azul, Bolus Sakune. And one time he went there and then they wanted to put his life in danger. They wanted to kill him. So you see that Rava had a good reason not to go there because he was afraid he's going to get killed. Ima Shalom to visit the Rabbi Lazar, Achse the Rabbi Gamliel, right? It says Ima Shalom, the wife of Rebbe Lazar, the sister of Rebbe Gamliel. It's interesting that we're giving her a whole yichus over here, right? Havai she was. Havahu philosophy. There was this a min. Rashi says it was a min. I guess that's where a philosopher comes from, right? There was this min. The rumor about this guy was he was a judge and he didn't accept any bribery whatsoever. So Bola Chuchebe. And they wanted to, literally means to laugh at him. I don't know how our school teaches it, but they wanted to make a litzanis out of him.
Ridicule.
Okay, so right, it comes from the word laugh, to laugh. They wanted to show this guy up. So Ailale Sharga the Dava, they brought him a silver lamp, Fazula Kameh, and they went in front of him, Amrale, and she said to him, Ba'ina the Nifligili Benichsi de Nashi. I want to split the inheritance of my family home, meaning because we know the halacha is that girls don't get any inheritance. So she came and she said, I want to get some. Amalu plugu, he said, yes, split it. Amalek siv lon b'makem bra barta loiserus. It says to us in Torah, it says, when their sons, a daughter doesn't yarshin. Amalei min yom de gelisan me'arachin. From the day that we went into Gullus from our land, or from your land, it's not lis iraisa de Moshe. It was taken away the Torah of Moshe, v'ziyav safra achriti, and we have a new sefer. Uksivbei bro barta kachada yarsan. The son and the daughter both inherit equally. Right? So he said a baloney story. L'machar hadar ayala ihu chamra luba. The next day he went, right? The brother went and brought a white chamor, like an expensive donkey. Amalu shvilas the sefer the sifra, right? And he said to them, right? Meaning he said back to them, the judge, this philosopher, this min said to them, shvilas the sefer the sifra. Go look to the end of the sefer. I didn't come to take anything away from Moshe. And I didn't come to add on. In a place of a son, the daughter doesn't yarshin. So now all of a sudden, because he came with the bribe, so now he waffled, he flip-flopped, and now he went the other way. So Amralei Nahar Norayach Kisharga. You were lit up like a lamp, right? So Amralei Ram Gamliel Asachamru Bata Shashaga came along a donkey and kicked or put out the lamp, meaning they were hinting to everybody there that look what this guy did. He's officially, this min doesn't accept bribes. One day I brought him a bribe and he went with my side, and then in the same disagreement, the next day they brought him the other bribe and he went with that. Okay. Fine. So, why don't you read kesuvim? Right? So we said you don't read kesuvim on Shabbos. Why not? That's only at the time when you're supposed to be learning. But if it's not at the time of Beseira, then you could read it. Right? And Shmuel says, even when it's not a Beseira, you don't read it. And it's not true. Nardo Asri the Shmuel have Nardo was Shmuel's town. When Nardo Paski Sidra B'Ksuvim, the Mincha de Shabsa, they would read Ksuvim by Mincha on Shabbos in Narda, so clearly that must be Shmuel's doing, that was his town. Must be this is what he said. That's only in the place of Beseira. If it's not in the Makam of the Beseira, not the Zman, we're changing it. Before it was in the time of Beseira. Here we're saying no, in the place where the Beseira is. Shmuel Amar Bein b'makom Beseira bein shalago shaloi b'makom Beseira b'zman Beseira ain't kared. When it's the time of the Beseira, you don't read it. Shaloi b'zman Beseira is kared. When it's not the time of the Beseira, then you could read it. They read Kesuvim publicly by Mincha Shabbos. Why? Because that was not the time to go learn. Right? So after that's meaning after you eat, Rashi says, after you eat, that's not really a time to learn. I mean, witness going into a shul after the Shabbos day Suda and see how packed it is, right? You don't have to worry about no social distancing after the cholent, that's for sure. About 1 o'clock in the shuls, right? There's nothing going on. So then, that's when Shmuel said you could read Kesuvim then, because that's not going to disturb anybody. Ravashi says the way we said it from the beginning. Shmuel Karab Nechemia, and Shmuel holds like Nechemia, Tanya Avapi Shomer Kisvei Kodesh. Ein Kodesh Behen, even though we say that Kisvei Kodesh, you're not allowed to read them, Aval Shainin Behen, V'Darshan Behen, but you are allowed to learn it. You don't read it, but you're allowed to learn it and darshan it. Right? Nitzach L'Pasuk, maybe V'Royabai. And if you need, if you need a pasuk, then you can go look at it. Why do we not read Kisvei Kodesh? We want people to say, I can't even read Kesuvim on Shabbos, right? Which is part of Nach, right? That's the Chaf of Tanakh. So then, Kol Shekain, I'm not allowed to read Shtari and Yotis. If you want to continue reading newspapers and books on Shabbos, cut out now. All right? Cut off the daf now. Because Shtari and Yotis is basically, look, Rashi says, Shtari and Yotis is Cheshbainis, Igris, Hashluchas, L'matzah chayfetz, meaning it's basically mundane matters that have nothing to do with Shabbos, right? Now we gotta do this toisus here. We have a few minutes. It's kedai to do this toisus, and then tomorrow we'll go through what maybe the heter is. Okay, so tune in tomorrow. Pirish b'kutches, igoris, it's letters. V'tema denogu ha'olam likra b'ksav v'igros hashluchim imakom l'makom u'letaltel and vadei shari. Meaning, he says the toisus is saying everybody reads letters, right? Toisus is looking for a defense for us that meaning letters. Today's equivalent of letters would be newspapers and news and that type of thing. Even though, right? So, he says, now it could also, once you say you can't read them on Shabbos, then they become muksa too, right? So, l'tatel and vadei shari, to take them, it's for sure, but the daruyin lotzar al pitzlachis. It's not a muksa issue because you can use it to stuff up your bottle, right? V'nira l'ri, the laikari shtari adyatis ella shtari chayvas ukiyatzu. And shtari adyatis is, IOUs, papers that have to do with, bills and that type of thing. Aval igra is shari, but letters is mutter. The ba'am sheyesh ben pikuach nefesh, because sometimes if you get a letter on Shabbos, you got to open the letter because it could be it's pikuach nefesh, meaning way back when, in the days that Twitter and Facebook was a letter that arrived in the mail, right? But let's say you know for sure there's no pikuach nefesh in the letter. Still, Rabbeinu Tam said it's mutter. The loy havi shtari adyotis. That's not called shtari adyotis. Kivin she'ein tzarich l'masha kosabo. Since you don't need what's written in the letter, you know what's in it, but they sent you a letter anyways. So he's saying, if you know what's in it, so then there's nothing for you to gain from it. So why can't you read it? And if you don't know what's in it, so maybe this pikuach nefesh that's telling you like, watch out, you got to get out of town or whatever it is. However, they were communicating it back then, right? For sure. And this is what the Yerushalmi says. Why can't you read Kisvei Kodesh? Meaning kesuvim. Because of Shtarei Diyot, Shim Ata Oimeloi Shaharei Mutter. If you're going to tell somebody that he's allowed to read kesuvim, Afu Oimer Mabakach, he's going to say, what's the big deal? If I could read my letters. Mashma Dafka Kein Chayvus Shtaris come with that's Dafka for. It's dafka financial things. V'chein Pirish Rashi l'kamon gabi Beseira shelo yikra b'shtarei adotis. The b'shtarei mekachu memka ka'omer. He's talking about business. V'chein higia b'perek ksav yoda b'perek ksav yoda b'perish ksav yoda. Right? That meaning Rashi changed his mind basically. Miu oisan milchamas. Here we go. Here's the bad part. I mean, whatever. This is the tough part. Oisan milchamas kesuvim belaz. Those wars that are written in English or laz, means books, right? Milchamas is books about wars. Nira l'Rabbeinu Yehuda the also lion ben. Then you're not allowed to look at them. The loy gora. It's not worse. The tani perek shoyel. Kosav shetachas hatzura ba'duknonis also likros ben b'Shabbos. If you see a picture and there's a caption, that's not allowed to be read on Shabbos. We paskin like that, by the way. So like when you go open any of these free newspapers and you see pictures and you want to read the caption under it, that's a beferish Gemara that's also.
So I'm saying like the Jewish Home, the Five Towns Jewish Times.
Correct. So to look at the pictures is okay. To read the captions really is not. So we'll have to discuss that when we get to it in another another month or so, right? And even during the week, the read doesn't know what the heter is to read these books. Right? To read a book is Moshev Leitzim. No, I'm sorry, but that's what Taisa says.
It's time to get a TV.
Novels, not on Shabbos and not during the week. What are you saying?
Time to get a TV.
You know what's funny? I gave a shear. I really ruffled some feathers. In Phoenix, when I went there for his father's yard site. I go every year for his father's yard site. So I brought up that if you put Netflix to binge watch and you turn it on before Shabbos. Now, the reason why I said Netflix is there's no commercials, right? So be'etzem, there's no business that you're doing. So is it worse to put on Netflix before Shabbos and binge watch or to read a newspaper on Shabbos? I said la halacha, probably worse to read the newspaper than to binge watch the Netflix. Oh, did I? I hope they don't invite me back there. That would be good. Then I would have been accomplished. But I'm just saying, it's not so kosher, right?
Why do we hold the opposite?
Why what?
Hold the opposite. You always say mehalacha. This is the way it is. So why does everybody hold the opposite? You always give these examples.
They
Why?
don't hold the opposite. They don't hold it. It's not. Listen, we're gonna. I'll believe that tomorrow. I'll bring you a Maramokim that allows it, but it's really a das yochid. In Shulchan Aruch it says, based on this Tosfos, based on this Gemara, you're not allowed to read this stuff on Shabbos. You're really not allowed to. So all I'm saying is that, and besides for the business, the ads for sure is out, right? That's mamish doing business. That's according to all opinion. There's nothing. There's no heter to read a newspaper with ads. That's for sure out, right? The question is, like with
You're
Rashi,
saying like a newspaper about like business, for sure you're not allowed reading on Shabbos? I shouldn't even ask that question. Forget I asked
No,
it.
like the Wall Street Journal. Like the Wall Street
That's
Journal.
why when you walk through Geula,
A real
places
estate
in Geula
newspaper.
shut down
No,
all
you
the
absolutely
signs.
cannot. What are you saying?
That's why in Geula, when you walk through there on Shabbos, the former places have it all closed, so there's not even ads there. You can't window shop.
Yeah, no, ads and business stuff is absolutely awesome. There's
But
no
I'm saying
heter for that
even
on
window
Shabbos.
shopping in the former neighborhoods
Right.
in Yerushalayim, they don't allow anything. You can't even see through the windows because they don't want people to do that on Shabbos.
Yeah, but that, right. But to watch TV, what I would say is, what's the problem watching TV? It's not business. That's what I was saying, Dafka Netflix, because I think there's no ads. I never watched Netflix, but if I did, I'd tell you, I promise, all right? I wouldn't hide it, all right?
No sushi.
No
No
sushi,
ads.
no Netflix. I'm saving money. Anyway,
No coffee.
but Netflix doesn't have ads, right? That's how they make their money there. You have to pay for a subscription.
No, I heard Gourmet Glop may be advertising on them. So.
Anyway, so all I was saying is that if you're going to see ads and stuff, it might be better to do that. Don't do it. It's usher, okay? I'm not saying. I'm sorry, Naftali Landau, but that's what comes out, which I tell you.
Oh,
that's
basically,
it.
Naftali, what
Thing is-
Tiago's trying to say is if they had Netflix in the Gemara's times, some they would say it's absolutely usher. But they didn't. What they had in those days were newspapers.
Correct. Thank you, Peretz. Yes,
Oh,
that's what I'm
that's what
saying.
you're saying?
Man, I'm saying, listen, you can't have a TV on in your house on Shabbos, but it's not.
But halacha, it's fine. So why do people? I'm saying why? Because Shabbos dick. Is that what we're?
Yeah. You're not.
You're not to go to a theater on Shabbos, no?
Is it also to go to a theater on Shabbos? What's also?
But nobody does
Isn't
it.
there
Nobody does
Beseira?
it.
Also, theatros and the
Speak
thing?
to the old people. I don't know if Rabban Horowitz would speak to that age guys if they went to ball games.
Yeah,
and they
I know. I
walked
have
in
a guy
Brooklyn.
at my work. He told me he walked over on Yom
They used to
Tov
walk.
Shabbos.
Supposedly, a chashuv, a person that I know, they made a mincha minyan in the stadium Shabbos afternoon. I don't know if that's true or not.
They had a
but
Torah for leaning?
I guess they were doing kesuvim. I don't know. Whatever it is, I'm just.
Where do we get this concept of it's not Shabbos dick? Like where in the,
No, that's a serious thing. Not Shabbos dick is a serious thing. That's a serious thing. But it's
I'm
not
not
as
saying
serious
it-
as this. It's not as serious as this.
I'm not
Pesach,
saying
that's for sure.
I'm not saying it is or isn't. Where do we see in halacha that the concept of it's not Shabbos dick is like a holding binding halacha?
Well, the truth is, we had it a couple of days ago that you're not supposed to walk on Shabbos the way you walk during the week. There's no isser. You're not supposed to take bigger steps. You're not supposed to jump. You're not supposed to do any of those things. There's no isser. It's not one of the lamates malachas. It's just not Shabbos day. All right, I gotta go. They're probably waiting for me.
Where's
What?
the makor? That's what I'm at.
Well,
who's
Harold,
the
thank you for
originator of that?
representing
That's
the
what I meant.
Mets. Rabban Horowitz will be very happy.
Who's the originator?
Simon,
of it? I
Tashiv
don't know.
Shabbos Raglecha.
Well, that's the pasuk. I'm saying who said
Of the
that?
Dechol.
Right. It's yeah. I'm saying, but who?
That's
I
what
guess
the
that's
Gemara.
what the Gemara. Right. It's 2-3 blot ago, Simon. Yeah.
I wasn't here for that.
Yeah. You're in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We'll continue the discussion tomorrow. All right. Bez Hashem.
Yashikayach. Good
Okay.
night.
Have a good night.
Gershi.
Parrots. No, we're having fun tomorrow or no?
I don't see why not.
I said we go make